Tyson Helton. Coach will open it up with a statement, and then we'll jump into questions.
Another big conference game at home. Really excited about the opportunity to play Kennesaw State. They look like a very impressive football team, very hungry team. Obviously had a big win against Liberty. As I've had a chance to watch them throughout the season, you can tell they're a well-coached team, they're a hungry team, so we need to play our best football. We need to have a championship mentality. I know our guys will be excited, ready to play. Should be a great atmosphere. Got a lot going on campus. I think there's a concert before the game and blackout and all those things, but at the end of the day, this is what you want in conference play. And two good football teams playing, get to play at home, which we're excited about, so it should be a good game. With that said, questions?
Right, just looking at Kennesaw's last result, surprising to a lot of people, obviously, winless team going and beating undefeated Liberty. What stood out in that game about that Kennesaw team?
Well, again, as I evaluate them, I see a team that plays extremely hard. They fly around to the ball. I love watching the TV copy because you get to see the eyes of the players. And when I look in their eyes, they are a hungry, intent football team. Reminds me a lot of us, to be quite honest with you. They look like they enjoy playing the game. I know their staff. I know their head coach. He does a fantastic job. I know they'll be ready to play, so I was not surprised at all. And it goes back to what I keep saying over and over again in this league. There's a lot of parity, and you better show up and play or you're going to get beat. And so we got to come in with our jaw set, have a championship mentality, be ready for a four-quarter game, and we're going to play a good football team in Kennesaw State, so we need to play our best football.
In the last bye week, you talking about getting the team a little bit more healthier as we head into conference play there with UTEP. Now, another bye week here just a couple of weeks later. What is some of the things that you are focused on this week?
It's good to have more time to work on the opponent. We've had some extra time to work on Kennesaw State. That was good. This time of year you do have bumps and bruises, and so we've had some guys that needed some time to recover. That's been good. We'll get them back starting tomorrow. Recruiting is hot and heavy, so we've done a lot from the recruiting department standpoint and got on the road, got to evaluate some guys, have some official visits come in for this game. Should be good. So we got a lot done during these bye weeks, and now it's time to really focus our attention back to the main opponent who we're playing in Kennesaw.
Coach Melkamp got his second Offensive Player of the Week award after that Sam Houston game. How do you feel about his continued leadership that he's showing on the field, and how do you feel about that heading into this Kennesaw State game? Yeah,
he's really progressed nicely. I think the guys play for him. I think, I've always thought Caden had a calm confidence about him. He continues to get better every week. He just needs to continue to play his best football one game at a time, and he did a nice job at Sam Houston of that. And he's going to need to go do it again, and our team needs to go do it again. So I like where we're at as a football team, but you're going to get tested every single week. This will be another big test for us for sure.
Can you talk a little bit about the defensive performance during, I think, this 5-1 stretch? I think 21 points or less every game. You're 2 points within 6-0. Just kind of talk about that consistency a little bit.
Yeah, going into the season, really started at the end of last season talking with Coach Summers, and you always evaluate where are you at as a football team, what do you need to do to get better. And when he and I sat down, there was some critical pieces that we needed to add to the team. We did that. Some of these new faces that you're seeing on defense, the guys that are making plays, have been big for us. Some younger players have grown and matured, and that's good to see they're making their plays. But we wanted to be one of the top defenses in the league. That was our goal, if not the top defense. And right now they're playing at a high level. That's to be expected. I always said defense leads the way. We go where they take us, and right now they're definitely leading the way pretty strongly. So we just need to continue to do that.
Did you get to, I don't know what your bye-week routine is, but did you get to watch the Kennesaw State and Liberty game live, and what was your reaction when you saw that result?
Yeah, we were working. I had it on the TV in the office. We actually had practice, so was watching the practice film and had it on the television. And our whole staff was working, and nobody's surprised. I'll be honest, the outside world might be surprised, but we're not surprised. We have tremendous respect for everybody in our conference, and I like how they play. Again, they're an aggressive team. They play with confidence. They expect to win, and as do we, and that's what you want in a competitive conference. So we have tremendous respect for this football team we're about to play, and we need to go out there and do what we do best. We need to play good defense. We need to have an explosive offensive game. Expect a 4-quarter game, and probably come down the last 5 minutes and go win it.
You said you weren't surprised by Kennesaw State's win, but was there anything in that game that maybe surprised you a little bit differently that you might have to change your game plan for next week?
Not really. I think, early in the season they were trying to figure out the quarterback position. They had rotated some guys. The original starter came back for this game. He played exceptionally well. Some of their young skill players on offense went out there and made some great catches, and you can see there's some youth there to that team that's starting to mature. And, some of those guys, the young big receiver went out there and made a great catch in the game. Quarterback was deadly accurate with the football. Thought he ran the ball well. I thought their running backs were tremendously hard runners. Just a good, solid football team that's maturing and finding their way. And it's good to see. We expect to have that challenge, and we're a football team that's hungry as well. We're a football team that has goals and aspirations, and it makes for good games.
You talked about over a few years, there's a lot of parity in the league, and that game certainly proved it there. Does that kind of help you, reinforce to the guys like, hey, look, anybody can beat anybody anytime?
Yeah, our guys, again, they get the big picture. We had a team meeting yesterday. We always have a team meeting on Thursday, and I like to look in their eyes, and they got the right look. I think everybody feels what we're capable of doing. We have to go out there and do it. I don't think our team overlooks anybody. We kind of have a blue-collar mentality. We respect everybody. We know we need to show up and play. We don't take anything for granted. We try not to leave any stone unturned if we can help it. So if you can do all those things, and I think you just really got to, when you're facing an opponent, it's never good enough. Nothing. It's never good enough. No, it could be good, it could be bad, but it's never good enough. You have to continue to get better. You have to keep striving for excellence. You have to assume you're going to be in a dogfight every single week. If you have that, then it's going to give you a good chance to go out there and win games.
Just looking at Kennesaw a little bit too. Really, the unit that kind of stood out to me is their special teams. And they seem like offensively, if they're within range, they're going to take the points. They're going to kick that field goal and put points on the board. How does that affect your game plan, knowing that they're going to take every opportunity to score?
Well, I think, number one, their kicker is very good. He's had a great year, and when you have a guy like that, it gives you confidence in that so long as you can get it down there within field goal range, you're going to get points. And I think they have that confidence. We had the same guy in Lucas. We kind of had the same mentality. I tell you where I was really impressed is the defense side of the ball. I thought they trigger, they tackle. I think they're aggressive. They had a couple good third down stance, against Liberty, who's a big physical football team. They're just playing, they play good team football in that game, and so we need to go do the same thing.
You mentioned getting a few guys back this week who were kind of banged up. I noticed in the Sam Houston game, Dalvin had a little arm brace on there, or is everybody, good to go for this upcoming week, or?
The top of my mind, Dalvin's fine. That's really precautionary. Again, this time of year, everybody's going to be banged up, so. But everybody should be available that doesn't have a long-term injury. We should have what we need to go out there and compete.
Speaking of long-term injuries, TJ, is there still hopes of getting him back this year?
Very, very much hopeful. I think, TJ's in a good spot. He's at a part in his rehab where now he can really start to turn it up. He can start to to do some jogging, you know, in a controlled environment, take some body weight off of him, whether it's in a pool, that kind of thing. And he's been great at practice and you know, starting to throw the ball around, maybe push off the foot a little bit. I think we'll see some really good progress made over the next couple weeks. I still think we're a couple weeks away. TJ, you know, I'm going to leave that up to him because I trust him. He's a pretty honest guy, and I don't ever want to push a player to come back too early. I know he's hungry to try to get back if he can. We just got to see in this part of the rehab, things are going to start to get amped up, and how does he respond to that?
You know, a new concert, another year, another concert. You know, how many Flow Riders songs?
I can't tell you any off my head, but if I heard them, I'd probably be singing them, to be honest with you. I know our fan base would be very excited, and we've always done a great job here at Western of having some good acts come in, and I know our fans and our student body will be out there, and it's great. It's great for that kind of that pregame experience and midweek, and lot to look forward to. You know, I'm in my own little world, my own foxhole. I'm out there trying to win games, so I let everybody else take care of that stuff.
Now, you guys have been in the news off cycle again this time with the celebration deal with Cam Ward down in Miami. A lot of people credit Western Kentucky with starting that. What's your take on that whole thing?
As far as who started it, or
yeah, that and just what you think about that celebration.
To my knowledge, we started it. It was 3 years ago, I think. I think it was something where, you know, Cam was with Ben Arbuckle, who was our offensive coordinator, and, you know, who knows where it truly originated. I just know 3 years ago we were doing it, and so it's kind of been our thing. We need to make sure we're careful about people in the line of fire. We had a personal foul last week against Sam Houston. I don't think there was any malicious intent. I think our guys were celebrating, but it's, you know, it's like they were out there doing this and everybody's in the line of fire, and sometimes I think you know, you got to control your celebrations, and so that's something we need to make sure in the future that we do. But our guys enjoy the game. You know, I love when they celebrate. I love their enthusiasm. I love their style. I love our style of play. And one thing about Western, we're always a step ahead. We're always unique. You know, we're always on the cutting edge. I don't know very many teams out there that are a group of 5 team that's, you know, been on game day multiple times, you know, every single year it seems like that, or maybe there's a new uniform release that, you know, hits social media. So it shows that there's a lot of people that are part of the process here that are very creative, very cutting edge, wants the Western Kentucky brand to be out there. And so I'm one that celebrates in that. I wish I could say I'm a part of that, but I don't have all that creativity in me. So I let our people and our players handle all that. All right, guys, thank you.